Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? Well, when Joseph and I were trying to get this podcast off the ground, we had a lot of questions. How do we record an episode? How do we get our shows into all the apps people are listening to? How do we even make money on our own podcast? The answer to every one of these questions is really simple. Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it's 100% free and ridiculously easy to use. And now, Anchor can match you with your great sponsors who want to advertise on your podcast. That means you can get paid to podcast your way. In fact, that's what I'm doing right now by recording this ad.
We use Anchor as our main hub to post our podcast and love that it has a feature to distribute the podcast to all other platforms for us. Anchor is a great tool for any podcast beginner. So, if you've always wanted to start a podcast and make money doing it, go to anchor.fm/start to join me and the diverse community of podcasters already using Anchor. That's anchor.fm/start. I can't wait to hear your podcast. And we're live. What's up, my You've Been Mic'd family? This is your boy, Joey Colello. And today in the studio, I got my talented co-host, Ryan. What's up, my man?
What's going on, man?
How are you? I also got my other co-host, Robbie. And Brian, what's up, man? How are you?
What's going on? What's going on?
We also got one of Ryan's special friends, Nate Rowe. What's up, man?
What's going on?
How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me today.
Take it over, Ryan. Go ahead.
Well, I met Nate. We worked at DBAT together. Nate's an instructor there. I was just a little
boy.
bitch boy, pretty much.
Pick up the ball, boy.
Yeah. But Nate is a baseball player. Obviously, worked at DBAT, and he went to high school where? Seton Hall.
Seton Hall Prep.
Seton Hall Prep.
West Orange.
Started there 4 years.
No, 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah, 2 years.
It's a 2-year high school thing, or is it?
No, it's high school, but you got
Freshman ball, JV ball,
Yeah,
then
like,
varsity.
We were pretty good, and Seton Hall Prep's like just
Yeah, that's like a
notoriously
god
pretty good
squad.
baseball program. So like the chances of making varsity as a freshman it's tough. You know,
Yeah.
Guy Rick Porcell's in the big leagues right now. And he
Did we
didn't
ever play them in high
varsity.
school?
No,
They're at a-
they're like a whole different league
We're like
compared
a
to.
non-public,
Oh, okay.
non-public A.
Angelo
okay.
played lacrosse.
They play like
there.
all like the Catholic schools and the private schools and all that, like Del
And,
Martin.
we play a lot of Morris County teams.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, I
Essex
see.
County teams. So, yeah, it's a little
That's dope.
not in this area. Like
So
we
you've
would
been-
always scrimmage like Cranford, but that's before the season. So.
Did you play ball your whole life? You've been playing baseball, or?
Since I can remember?
Yeah.
You know, like I feel like that's pretty much the same story for a lot of guys that grow up playing baseball.
Yeah,
It's
I
like,
played
you know,
baseball. I just lost love of the sport because of my old high school coach. We won't get into that.
Yeah.
That sucks, dude.
Yeah,
You know,
he
like,
took the game just out of my head.
well,
And that's when I became a big football guy.
especially
Didn't
when
you
we're so
play at
young.
Montclair?
Baseball?
Yeah.
I tried out, and then I was going to make the team, and then I was like, "Fuck this." But
Hey,
But
it's-
Nate
not-
also went to JUCO
yeah,
first year,
yep, County College of Morris.
County College, and then Rutgers for 4 years.
I was there for
Redshirted
4
one.
years. I redshirted a year.
Redshirted one, and then played professionally in the Can-Am League, and
Oh, that's
now
dope.
you're pitching for the Somerset Patriots.
Yep, Atlantic
Nice.
League.
they called you up, they drafted you, or what happened?
So it's an independent league. It's not like affiliated with Major League Baseball.
Are you compensated?
Like, do we get paid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
Hey, that's a dream, no matter where it is.
Yeah, that's
The
like,
dream is to
professional baseball.
do it for fun and get paid doing it.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
Yeah, that's ideal. I mean, listen, if you can get paid to play baseball, I mean,
Yeah, you're gonna take it in a
Hey,
day.
that's a tough opportunity to
Pass
pass
up.
up.
And you never know.
Exactly.
It takes one person to notice you.
Yeah,
That's
that's all.
it.
Yeah, pretty much.
One
And
video, one Facebook Live. You never
Yeah.
know. It could flip the switch.
It happens very quickly.
I'm sure.
That's for sure.
So you they scouted you, or you went to them, and how did that?
So after college, an old coach of mine who was coaching for the Rockland Boulders, Bobby Jones, he's an ex-Met, and he pretty much gave me a call. And after no major league team drafted me or signed me as a free agent.
No, that's the Can-Am League, right?
That's
Rockland?
the Can-Am, yeah. So I was pretty much just sitting around, and I was like, well, I really want to continue playing baseball, but no one's really giving me an opportunity. Bobby Jones called me up and was like, hey, we need a pitcher. You know, I remembered your name from high school. I saw you when undrafted and unsigned. I was like, he's like, you want to come up and play? And I was like,
Can't beat
absolutely.
that. Can't let that
Yeah,
up.
absolutely. Especially because, you know, college was over, and it was kind of one of those things where, what do I want to do? Do I want to go find a 9 to 5 and start my
hell of an opportunity?
Yeah,
play baseball.
I wasn't done playing. That's for sure. I definitely wasn't done. So,
How old are you?
29.
29.
All right, so before we get into that, let's go into our special segment, Breaking My Pods.
Oh, yeah.
Ready? All right, Robbie, go ahead. Introduce the segment. What we talk about today?
This is Kai the Hitchhiker, famous YouTube legend
All right,
from a couple years ago.
we'll play a short little clip for you, and then we'll talk about it. What's going on with him?
Can they hear us while the thing's playing? You all probably saw this, but if you haven't seen it, this is just a refresher.
What do you want to talk about? What happened today? Well, went straight out of Dogtown, skateboarding, surfing it up. Before I say anything else, I want to say no matter what you've done, you deserve respect. Even if you make mistakes, you're lovable. And it doesn't matter your look, skills, or age, or size, or anything, you're worthwhile. No one can ever take that away from you. Now, this stuff right here, I was driving and I was in the passenger side of this fucker's car, and he comes over on there. He was over by the recycling center. He says, "Oh, when I was in the Virgin Islands, 30 years old on a business trip, I fucked this 14-year-old." I was like, "You what?" He's like, "I raped this 14-year-old." Starts crying, gives me a big hug. He's like fucking 300-pound guy. I'm like, "Oh shit, he must be fuckered, man. Like, what's he talking about?" I didn't take him seriously at first. He comes driving down this way. He's like, "You know what? I come to realize I'm Jesus Christ, and I can do anything I fucking want to." And watch this, bam! And he smashed into this fucking guy right there, pinned him in between that fucking truck. And so I hop out. I look over, the guy's pinned there. I mean, like, freight train riders know this. Like, if you get pinned between something, do not fucking move that shit, otherwise you bleed out. Like, motherfucking, I ran in, I grabbed the keys. He's fucking sitting there like nothing even happened. And like, fucking, like, man, if you started driving that car around again, man, there would have been a hell lot.
Anyway, so tell us what's going on with him right now.
Well, now he's caught up in some heavy stuff. Supposedly he was out. He needed a place to stay. I don't know the full story, but some guy was like, "Yeah, you can come stay at my house," or whatnot. And the guy like drugged him. He pulled the Bill Cosby on him, and when he finally woke up from being drugged, he realized this guy like he came all over his face. So I don't know if he was like sticking his wiener in his mouth, or if he was just jerking off over his face. So once he finds out that he's got cum on his face, he fucking, I don't know, he smashes the guy in the head and kills him.
This dude right here.
right
Yeah,
here.
Kai, right?
The guy,
In
the
Clark.
hitchhiker.
In Clark, New Jersey.
Wow.
At the White Diamond. Well, then, so what happened after that?
Well, then he like somehow went to White Diamond in Clark and was talking to somebody who works with me, and they were like, "Oh, you're Kai the Hitchhiker. Like, we know you, dude." And they were taking selfies with him and shit. And the cops like went, like they knew it was him, so they like went back on his, like they saw it or whatever happened. They went to White Diamond and talked to him. Now he's like tied up in the case as like a witness after the fact.
Wow.
What?
And he's been in Union County Jail for the last like 6 years.
And so, like, it's still an ongoing, like, investigation?
Yeah, and this kid's got to take off of work and go fucking testify and
Oh,
shit.
that's so
Like-
bad.
like
just,
he's
because, just because he
just because he gave
confronted
him
him at that-
$5
right at that
And
point.
he just put a Snapchat up of him.
yeah.
Yeah, on Facebook.
That is fucking nuts.
What a kook.
You never know what you're going to get yourself involved with, but, yeah, Kai, you broke
Can
our
you
pod.
imagine that though?
He broke our pods.
For
sure.
And is he from? Is he like from Jersey?
No, he's from
like California.
It says he's from West Virginia.
Well, that's what he says with a wink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
from
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sophia, West
He's a
Virginia.
hitchhiker.
He's a drifter.
Wow.
It's fucking
Drifted his
nuts.
ass to Clark and
But-
that happened.
That's
What a
fucking
small
crazy.
world. He comes to Clark
Wow.
You never
from
know.
from
Jeez.
surfing and skating in Dogtown. Now
Dog-
he's in
I mean,
Jersey.
down in
I don't know.
Dogtown.
Put yourself in his situation. What do you do?
I'd kick the
At
fuck
that day,
I don't know if
shit out
I'd
of
kill
him,
him.
bro.
I definitely,
Yeah, I
wouldn't
definitely wouldn't kill him,
But I would definitely.
But is that considered self-defense because he got cummed on?
I know.
Probably
But how
not.
does he, how do you
So
prove that?
He can't, like,
I
you
mean,
know,
unless he
even-
still has cum on his shirt.
But even if you did, like, it's probably not. It's not acceptable to kill somebody if they come in your face. I
That's
guess.
crazy.
Yeah,
What
Yeah,
about
story.
drugging though?
The drug, yeah, I guess you're
And
right.
they're fucking him over because the guy who he killed was a cop's brother.
Jesus.
So that's why he's still in Union County jail.
So,
Man,
sorry.
just unlucky for him,
So
huh?
they're giving him a
Yeah.
shaft.
You've been
That is crazy.
But what a good guy. He helped that person out in need.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get
And it's
into.
just a rainy day for him. Like
He said it's just a rainy day.
Just a rainy day.
at least he has a place to stay for good, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And he's all over the place. My
For real.
goodness.
All right, so let's dive into this interview, man. So go ahead, Ryan. What do you got? You got anything lined up for us?
Yeah. So I know you when like one time we were talking about like ball and whatever, and you wanted to get drafted out of high school, or was it out of like what was that whole situation like the draft process and like who you had to talk to? Is it like do you have to know people in it, or like what's the whole draft process like?
So for baseball, it's a lot different than it is for like football or basketball. You don't have to declare. You know, like everybody's pretty much if you're a high schooler, as a senior, you're eligible. If you go to a junior college, you're eligible right away. If you go to a 4-year university, you have to wait until you're either 21 or a junior. So there's some restrictions with that stuff.
As
So
with anything.
yeah, so I decided to go to the junior college because I wanted to give myself a chance to have a good year and possibly get drafted without having to commit myself to a 4-year university and have to wait a little bit. And that's a route a lot of guys end up taking, especially if they already get drafted out of high school. They feel like they could kind of raise their stock in a year. They'll decommit from their 4-year universities and just go to a junior college, and then they'll get drafted higher like in a year.
Now out of high school, were you committed to any other schools other than Rutgers?
I was committed
Or, like-
to 2 schools, so I didn't even commit to Rutgers out of high school. Originally, I was committed to Seton Hall University, and then decided I didn't want to kind of go there. They had brought in a lot of right-handed pitchers. I thought I wasn't going to get a chance, so I kind of went away from that. And then one of the coaches from Morris County College Morris came up to me and was like, well, you have an opportunity. Like, we'll give you an opportunity to pitch right away. And as a freshman,
Yeah.
that sounded pretty good
Yeah,
to
you
me.
take
And-
that. Yeah.
yeah, and a lot of my other friends were going to have to wait, maybe redshirt their freshman year, and then, have to play their sophomore year.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make sure that I pitched,
Yeah.
and I was able to compete and not really sit on the bench.
And
Yep.
being
Yep,
rusty,
I
getting
respect
rusty,
that.
and
Now how
Yeah.
hard were you throwing at this time?
Out of high school, I would say anywhere from 86 to 92.
wow.
Jesus.
So is that the hardest? Like, what's the hardest you've ever thrown?
Hardest I've ever thrown a baseball from a mound, 96.
Wow.
Where was that at Rutgers?
No, that was in Somerset.
Really?
Yeah.
Just recently.
Yeah, like
Wow.
as of last year.
Yeah. That's
Damn.
awesome.
Yeah.
So you're getting stronger.
Yeah, I mean, you know what it is? I think I'm just learning more about my body.
Yeah.
You
That's
know,
what-
like
How
this
do you
is-
work out for like to get faster? Like what do you work out?
Rotator cuff.
Rotator cuff workouts, shoulder workouts.
Everything. It's
Yeah,
really like
so
a
I
full
mean-
legs
core,
are big. Legs
core.
are a big
Core.
thing.
Core is your
It's
biggest.
like the way the way
Torque.
we move down the mound is we're moving our core center mass, our core center of gravity. So like your ribs to your
All torso, right?
mid thighs. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you want moving the fastest. Down and forward at the same rate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I feel a lot comes from like your breath too.
yeah.
Like the way you you know how when you're lifting you exhale on
Yep,
the
yep.
same way. Like if-
100%.
it's all about breathing too. Like a lot of
100%.
people hold their breath.
Yeah.
And then if you don't get oxygen to your brain can't properly do that function.
Well, that's why they say like grunting actually helps.
They called me
Grunting-
Monica in high school. 'Cause the tennis player, because I used to grunt. They called me Monica, the tennis player. Yeah, it was fucking crazy.
You'll hear if you like watch a lot of baseball, like you'll
Yeah.
hear a good amount of guys grunting because
Max Scherzer grunts after every pitch.
yeah, because you get more out of yourself.
Yeah.
and
It's
you're
the
able to
aggression.
throw harder. Yeah. So just that little bit, just letting everything
Anything,
go.
yeah, of
you know,
course.
and just letting it all out. That
Were-
definitely
were
helps.
you, were you always pitching? Or, like coming up? Like when did you start?
I
getting
mean,
into
when
that?
I was a sophomore in high school, I was playing junior varsity, and when I wasn't pitching, I was playing third base or catching.
Wow.
Okay.
So junior year rolls around, and I mean, if I had gone to either Scotch Plains, my two other options were Scotch Plains Fairwood High School
Yeah.
or Union Catholic. I really wanted to go to Union Catholic because I grew up with a kid. He was my neighbor growing up.
Oh, so yeah.
So we
it
played
made things
baseball
easier.
together.
Nice,
Like
perfect.
we went
Yeah.
down to the park together.
Yeah.
Like we did
It's
everything
chemistry.
together.
That's cool.
He was a year above me, so he had went to Union Catholic first. He's like, "Oh, dude, like come to Union Catholic, we'll get to play together." Obviously, that was very enticing for me.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Heck yeah!" Like let's do it. And then my mom had gone to Union Catholic, and I remember going to the open house at Seton Hall Prep, and at the time it was 2003, and a guy by the name of Eric Duncan was a first rounder out of
Yeah, I
Seton
was
Hall
gonna say
Prep.
that name sounds familiar.
And he's sitting behind the table, the baseball table at the open house at Seton Hall Prep, and I was like, oh wow, he got drafted first round out of this school, Seton Hall Prep. All right, that could be
Open
me.
your eyes.
So looking back at it, I'm like, wow, really good marketing, Seton Hall Prep. Like baseball program, of course, get your first rounder just standing there.
Exactly.
And then kids will start to believe that could be them too.
Yep.
So
get them to buy in.
Exactly.
It's all about the buy-in.
Exactly. So after that, I was like, you know what, Mom, Dad, like, if you guys wouldn't mind paying the tuition, like I would really love to go play baseball and go to school at Seton Hall Prep. So that's how it really worked out going there.
It's all about your future.
Yeah, exactly. So, we had a great program, but what I was going at was if I had gone to Scotch Plains or Union Catholic, I'd probably, play third base and
So that was my question. That's how it works pretty much, right? Like you commit to a position for that specific
Especially
team,
for a school
right?
like
Their
Seton
need,
Hall.
right? Yeah.
Like where I went to high school, and pretty much every other like regular group high school other than non-publics, there's some POs, which is a pitcher only, when it gets to like the higher level ball. But like where we went, you went and pitched 6 innings, and then if the next day you're playing shortstop.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
exactly. And it's like
when it gets to like I was saying, when it's higher competition, there's a lot of kids who want to play, and they have to switch to a different position, or they have to become POs
wherever they fit.
I always say it's the fact of whether you want to be a big fish in a small pond or a small fish in a big pond.
Yeah.
So the best way to put it is, if I had gone to Scotch Plains or Union Catholic, I'd be a big fish in a small pond.
Yeah.
And then going to Seton Hall Prep, I'm a small fish in a really big pond.
But then that makes you better.
More opportunity.
Competition.
I always get very intrigued by that. It's like every athlete's different.
Yeah.
So it's all a matter of how you're going to be able to bring out the best in yourself, whether you're the big fish in the small pond or whether you're the small fish in the big pond.
I like that.
What's going to elevate you as an athlete? What's going to bring out the best in you? And everyone's different.
Yeah,
Some
of
people
course.
thrive in an environment where they're the small fish and they're trying to keep up with the big fish.
Yeah.
And a lot of people thrive in an environment
like
where
being-
they're the big fish. And it
Yeah,
makes them
they
feel
run the
good
shit,
and,
yeah.
and confidence leads to success a lot in sports.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. True.
What's your favorite pitch to throw?
Oh, heater, dude.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
Like
definitely.
there's no better feeling than
3-2 count.
How many
you throwing it.
pitches you have? I'm sure you have a bunch, but
How many-
like your best.
What's your smoker? Like you'll strike.
slider.
him
Slider.
Yeah, slider's the out.
You're a
pitch.
righty?
Yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
righty. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
I wish I was a lefty.
Yeah.
You
I'm-
know.
yeah, he's a lefty, Robbie. I'm part lefty. I bat lefty, throw righty.
See, it sucks because every picture of me playing baseball when I was younger, I'm lefty.
Really?
Lefty. So I'm almost pissed my dad let me
Do everything.
switch
yeah,
back
yeah.
to righty. You know.
I was opposite. I was a full lefty, and my parents and my grandmother tried to change. They didn't know how to do anything lefty, so they made me a righty when I should have been like
Everything is also catered to righties in life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really
You know?
is. Like
Just
scissors.
look at the scissors.
Scissors,
Basic things. It's just
So,
like
You sit at a
alright.
desk in school, it's on
Everything's
the
on
right
the
side.
right
Yeah,
side.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You had to like ask, yo, I need a left-sided desk.
Yeah.
You had to get that
But
special
I'll tell
order.
you what, if I have a son, first time he sees a dude in the righty's batter's box, he's going to be coming to me and saying, why is he doing it wrong?
Yeah.
'Cause,
Yeah.
You're gonna teach him everything.
Lefty,
Lefty.
it is. Lefty
Yeah.
So true though. Lefty.
through and through.
Mm-hmm.
Through and through.
If
He's
you
going to have
and
a better
especially if you can
opportunity.
use both parts of your body, like that dude who changes his glove every time he wants to pitch with it.
The
forgot his
ambidextrous
name.
pitcher?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What's his
like,
name?
I forgot
Pat
his name.
Venditti?
Yes.
Something like
Yeah,
that?
something like that.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Like that was crazy.
Those
He
for the-
had made a custom glove.
He throws for the Athletics, right?
Yeah. I
He's
mean,
still playing?
he was with the Yankees too, and his AAA numbers are like crazy good. It's just a matter if he doesn't really throw that hard. Like lefty, I
Yeah.
think he tops out at like 83. And righty, he's like 87, 90 with like sink.
Does he have junk though?
Yeah, he's a pitcher.
Yeah.
He's a pitcher, but
Yeah.
that's not where the game is right now.
I didn't. I forgot. You might have said it, but I didn't catch. Are you an opener, starter, or reliever?
No, reliever.
Reliever.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I've done starting in the past, but man,
Yeah.
I watch baseball a lot, and I give so much credit to these guys throwing 200-plus innings a year
Yeah.
Agree with that.
That was me.
consistently.
Yep.
It took me 2 innings to get
my.
warm.
Yep.
So I would pitch. I was a starter because it
I
took me
couldn't
2
imagine.
innings to get warm.
I couldn't
So I'd
imagine.
pitch 5-6 innings every game.
It's a
that I
lot of
played.
work.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work and a lot of stress on your arm,
Shoulder,
especially
rotator hurts now.
I look at guys like Scherzer. I mean, he's well into his 30s, and this guy is throwing 200-plus innings, dominating baseball.
Yeah.
And he's throwing every 5th day.
Every 5th day. You ever hear Scherzer getting hurt?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
It's all about prehab.
Holy
They'll skip
crap.
guys. They'll skip guys in their rotation just so he can pitch every time,
Really?
every 5th day, no matter what.
Dude, let me tell you, just
That's
getting ready for
nuts.
baseball at this age right now, I don't care how much you stay in shape. Being able to wake up every day, show up at the
Yeah.
ballpark, go through everything you go through before the game, and then perform at night,
Yeah, that's nuts.
that's
an exhausting
real.
position. Yep. Yeah.
That's unreal.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm playing independent ball. I'm at the stadium from 2 to 12 every day.
Wow.
Once the season
That's
starts. That's 140 games for us. These guys are doing it and traveling
Yeah.
162 games.
And
You
there's
guys
a game
stay-
every
you guys
day.
play
And
so
I'm
every
only
game.
pitching an inning and a third, an inning and 2/3 at a
Right,
time.
right.
Yeah,
Right? These guys are
that's nuts to
are
think
consistently.
about. Holy
it's
shit.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
That's why they
Crazy.
make so much money, though.
Sure.
They're
Yeah.
Absolutely.
fucking ridiculous money.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, listen. Like it's a business too.
Yeah.
You know, it's a business too. So you got to put people in the seats.
Yeah.
What's enticing?
Yep.
You know, you got
It's
to
all
make
about
money.
the
Yeah,
last
right?
name.
Seeing Scherzer pitch as opposed to some fucking guy they just called up
Yeah,
as their
exactly.
5th pitcher.
Well, yeah. What you're
Right?
showing up as a fan? What are you? Who are
Exactly.
you more excited
Exactly,
about?
the
Who's
pitcher.
this guy versus? Oh man, I wish Scherzer was pitching
Exactly.
today.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yep.
It's a
You
bit-
know?
like you said, it's a business.
Yeah. So those days where the big time players are starting, those are the days you see a lot of people in the stands.
Yep.
People want that stuff. You know, that's why I think MLB needs to do a better job of marketing their players.
I agree.
I
Yeah.
think they do a really poor job of
Oh,
that.
absolutely.
They should make more money.
100%.
100%.
Yeah, everywhere, all around.
And that's why the Atlantic League, my league, and the MLB kind of have a
Really?
partnership now.
Kind of like a farmer system.
I mean, not so much that. They're trying to test new things on our league that they could implement into the major leagues
Gotcha.
because the major leagues, you know, baseball's kind of a dying game.
Mm-hmm. It really is.
You know, like we have a lot, everyone, all the time. We're so just used to being satisfied right away
Yeah.
because we have everything at the palm of our hand.
Agreed.
Baseball's not like that. Baseball, you're going to fail a lot. And
Succeed. Like a 200 batting average is tremendous.
300.
300.
300.
300.
Yeah.
That means you're failing 7 times out of 10.
10, yeah.
That's
nuts.
wild. You know, and kids nowadays are constantly moving, constantly having short-term satisfaction quickly,
Yeah.
right? So when they're standing around in the outfield all day and then they come up to the plate and they, God forbid, they strike out or get out, well, look at all that time they just wasted
Yep.
just to kind of
Yeah.
get out. It's not
Right,
fun for
right.
them.
No.
Yeah.
I
They want to
agree.
be moving. Lacrosse is becoming bigger because it's constant movement,
Yeah.
right?
Hockey.
Kids want to be constantly satisfied quickly. You know, so
I never thought about that.
baseball's a dying game.
It
Like
really
not many
is.
people want to play because it's boring to them.
Really,
don't
and
wanna
who
watch it
wants to go
either.
to a 4-hour baseball game now? Like
Exactly.
So they got to make it
Exactly.
interesting somehow.
So they're trying to bring more offense into baseball, and that's why they're doing this partnership with the Atlantic League because they want people to be more excited about
Yeah.
coming and watching baseball because cooler things are going to happen.
Yeah.
You know, and not that many cool things happen. You know, no one wants to see a pitcher's duel.
Yeah.
Everyone
Yeah.
wants to see a
Yeah,
Home
no
everyone
run.
wants to see a slugfest.
Yeah.
Homer
You know?
after homer after
Yeah.
homer.
Some crazy plays.
And they were about
divings,
to
yeah.
they were about to bring back the mound 2 feet.
Are you serious?
2 feet for the second half of our season. 2 feet.
That slows down your pitch, right?
That's right.
Well,
Tremendously.
yeah, I mean,
100.
velocity is velocity.
Yeah.
What it does is it helps the hitters because they
See
have
the
more
ball.
reaction.
See the-
Ball
yeah,
better,
the-
yeah.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like the comparison I have is that's like bringing the 3-point line back, right? Because
Yeah.
it's muscle memory for us. Everything is catered to 60 feet 6 inches.
Yeah.
So when I'm working on breaking balls or my fastball in the bullpen or locating those pitches, I mean, now it's like telling Steph Curry, all right, well,
You got to start over.
Yeah.
take 1,000 shots from here every day now.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, so
Well,
it kind of affects everything.
Steph
Redoing
Curry.
your muscle.
Steph Curry already
Yeah,
takes
he,
shots
he shoots
from back
Yeah,
there.
bad example.
What I'm-
but
what I'm-
I get it.
You
Ryan's
catch,
just a
you
jerk
catch
off.
my drift.
Ryan's a
You
jerk
know?
off.
No, but one question I really want to know about is you see a bunch of guys getting Tommy John every year, and I know you've been through that.
Been through it.
And what
You
was,
got it? You had
Yeah.
surgery? Tommy John
Yep.
surgery?
And
Holy
that's,
shit.
that's why I redshirted a year at Rutgers.
Oh, shit.
How long was that process getting back to feeling anywhere near normal?
And were you scared about pitching again?
So when I first heard that I needed it, right, I was a junior at Rutgers, and I was
In your prime?
And I call my prime right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
that's what I'm talking
You know, I
about.
call my prime right now.
Love it.
Well,
the
you
second,
are smarter, too.
The second I stop getting better, you know, is the second I know that I'm not my prime. You know, and baseball is constantly an evolved game where it just keeps changing over and over, and
Yeah.
you have to kind of just, you know, groom your game towards those changes.
Adapt.
You know, embrace. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, when I first heard I needed the surgery, I was a junior in college and I was a weekend starter. So if you're a weekend starter in college, it means that you're one of the top starters on the team because you're facing conference foes.
Yeah.
Right, every weekend.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Out of I think 12 starts that you have in college, I went like 8 or 9, and my elbow every time after, or my arm every time after I pitched, I couldn't straighten it for the life of me.
Oh.
And when I would try to straighten it, I felt a sharp pain right in here going up my arm,
I feel it.
and my and my fingers like tingled.
Yeah.
Like I had a tingling sensation.
Wow.
So I told the trainer at Rutgers, and I was like, I don't feel good.
Yeah.
You know, like I had enough. Like I kind of battled it a little bit all year.
Because you want to play.
Yeah, of course. You know, that's the competitor.
Yeah.
You know, the competitor just didn't want to stop.
Of course.
You know, physically,
Who
I
can play
wasn't
the
there.
best hurt?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sometimes it's better.
But mentally, I was like, you know what? Fight through it. Let's
This is
go.
my shot.
You know?
Like
and
at
then,
the time, that's all you're thinking. I was the same way. Like, this is my shot. I can't sit and let the next guy pass me. But sometimes it's better for your game.
To
Yeah.
heal.
Take that break to move ahead.
Yeah.
So
And I was selfish because it was my junior year. You know, so I'm trying to impress some scouts.
yeah, of course.
So
You know?
you turning 21.
I was already 21.
Okay.
But if you go to a 4-year school, it's either when you're 21 or junior year, whatever comes first. You could be a
Okay.
sophomore and be 21, eligible for the draft. So whatever one comes first, 21 or junior year. So I was getting ready. I was trying to impress some guys out there.
Yeah.
You know, I had a good summer the year before. So I was like, all right, you know what? I was feeling good. I was feeling confident. It's tough to perform when you're not confident in what you're throwing
Yeah.
out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And in the back of your mind, do you kind of like your mind's telling you something's wrong, so you don't want
Yeah.
to pitch at your fullest because
Yeah.
your body just has a natural protection. Your brain just automatically wants to protect you,
Yeah.
no matter what. So you could be trying to pitch your hardest, but something's holding you back.
Yeah, and I could tell that there was something definitely wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So I told the trainer, and then we ended up getting an MRI, and then it showed a partial tear in the UCL. So there was 2 options: either rehab it or, you know, throw until it tears.
Oh,
You know, so I was at that point. I was like, well, this is really shitty timing.
So you got surgery, right?
I got surgery. So I got
right
surgery.
then and there, you pitched more.
No, I was done
Oh,
pitching.
you stopped?
That's smart.
Smart.
Done pitching.
There's a lot of I saw a lot of stories of parents getting their kids Tommy John surgery when they don't
need it. I've heard
just
that stuff too.
it makes you quote unquote throw harder.
I think that's ridiculous. I
Yeah,
think the
that's-
reason why you throw harder afterwards is because you're so diligently
Yeah.
doing your rehab.
Yeah.
And that's something that a lot of overhand
that
throwers
work
fail
in.
to do
That's nuts.
because that stuff is very tedious.
Yep.
You know, doing arm care as a pitcher, it sucks.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
sucks because it's boring
You got to run.
and it's lightweight stuff.
You
You're
don't-
doing
Right.
bands. You're
Don't
doing
do anything. Yeah.
You're doing stupid internal and external
Fucking
rotations
hated
and
that shit.
just
Arm
stupid
circles.
things.
Yeah.
Fucking yeah.
Stupid things, and they're tedious and boring, and no one wants to do them. You know, and it's still to this day, it's hard to do.
Yeah.
You know, because it's not fun like lifting weights.
But do you
and-
see, like, as you get older, do you see, like, it's becoming more of your best friend? Like, you have to do it?
Absolutely, it's no joke.
I used to hate stretching. now it's if I don't stretch, something's locking up.
Hey, the older you get, the wiser we get, right? So
Yeah.
it's one of those things where, hey, start establishing good habits for yourself.
There you go.
You know, find out what works and stick with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think that's something that a lot of people can't do is they can't establish good routines.
Mm-hmm.
And in life, not just baseball, if you establish
Everything.
good routines for yourself,
It
chances are
translates over.
succeed.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the law of attraction. You know,
This guy, he knows it. He loves it.
start doing positive things for yourself.
course.
Surround
Positive
yourself
things,
around
yeah.
good people who have
All
similar ideas than you.
Exactly.
Interesting.
You know, and then
Couldn't have
boom,
said any better. I agree.
that elevates everything.
So how long? Back to Ryan's question. How long was this whole
A year.
surgery?
Until you could throw normally.
I had nothing but time. We didn't open up until February. So I had gotten the surgery in July of 2012.
Okay.
I didn't have to worry about being ready until February 2013.
So you had a good 8.
I had
9
some time.
months. Yeah.
I had some time and waited 6 months to start throwing again.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, stayed on top of everything as best as I
course.
could. I was like, listen, I want to play still.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'd like to play past college, so let me take the time now to just
it
do it
right.
right. You know? And in the past, I took the shortcuts.
Yeah.
You know, so it's one of those things where it might have been the best thing that happened to me
Yeah.
because it made me more conscious of the fact that I had to keep my arm healthy. You know, if you think about it, it's a moneymaker.
Yeah.
And you're
That's
still
your-
cautious
that's
about all that.
I'm more so, you know, diligent, meticulous about doing it because I want to prevent any type of injury
Prehab,
more.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So I think it's given me an opportunity to learn more about my body.
Yeah.
Have you had any other scares, like in the elbow or shoulder?
No, knock on wood.
Yeah.
Good.
Knock on wood, all good. Something we do as a, you know, like part of the physical on the Patriots is they do ultrasounds. Ultrasounds
Oh,
for
wow,
pictures on
really?
elbows and shoulders because, listen, last thing they want to do is cover a surgery.
Of course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
You know what I mean? So they're kind of covering their own ass. You know, and in a way you have to. Last
Yeah.
thing you want to do is spend a lot of money on a surgery when you don't have to.
Exactly.
You know, so they do that as kind of like a precaution. And unfortunately, both years I've been with the Patriots, that they've had to let go of a guy
Really.
because failed an ultrasound. You know, and
Yeah.
listen, I don't blame them. You know, and
Yeah.
the one kid actually knew it.
Once again,
The one kid
Wow.
was like, I'm screwed right now. You know, but then
Really?
he went to the Can-Am League and started the whole year. No problem.
it just
With
shows it's just a big business.
Yeah, that's it. That's
all
it. That's
about the
what.
money.
That's the only thing that turns me off about baseball. It's unfortunate, but it is a business too.
Yeah.
You know, so
I like everything.
yeah,
The NFL is the biggest soap opera.
Yeah.
I say it all
Oh
the
my
time. It's a
God.
soap opera for men. The NFL.
pretty much.
That's what it is. It's
Yeah.
all fucking stories. It's the biggest story of the year.
yeah,
It's nuts. And I feel like it's starting to, like, baseball's trying to get into that. Like, it's all about stories. And like,
well, now a lot of people we're all outspoken these days.
yeah.
You know, so even guys are starting not to care,
Yeah.
and then they're just starting to just freely voice their opinions. You know, and you're seeing that in a lot of like younger guys in the big leagues now, which is something that really wasn't done in the past.
This podcast is brought to you by Anchor. Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast. Anchor gives you everything you need in one place for free, which you can use right from your phone or computer. Creation tools allow you to record and edit your podcast so it sounds great. They'll distribute your podcast for you so it could be heard everywhere, like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and many more. You can easily make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. Please download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
You know, like if you're
Look
a
at Tim
rookie-
Anderson the other day.
Yeah, I don't. You know what?
You don't
How-
do that as a rookie.
How can you be surprised
Wait,
though
whoa,
when
whoa,
you
what'd
get
he
hit?
All right, so what happened was he hit a home run, and he's a rookie, right?
Pimped the
this is-
shit out of it.
Pimped, yeah, fucking took his bat, threw it like halfway to the dugout,
Pimped it.
Yeah,
ran, trotted around the bases, next at bat, he gets hit.
And
gets
he
plunked.
and he was surprised about it.
Yeah.
So
Listen,
he starts some shit.
you're a rookie in this game. You got to show some
Take your
respect.
licks, man. Take your
Yeah.
licks.
Even
You know, you got to
You
put
know.
in your time before you can do shit like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
But to be honest, if anyone shows me up like that
I'm hitting him in
and,
the head,
and
not the
backflips
fucking.
him, you know what? I'm hitting the next guy
So
because
have you done that? Have you
Absolutely.
done that?
Yeah.
So that was my- that was the question.
absolutely, absolutely.
I had that
It
question.
happened in
The
2017. It was the first brawl I started. It was
Really?
That's awesome.
because my first baseman was 6'7", and my
Holy
third
shit.
baseman was like Puerto Rican.
So you
6'4".
knew what you were getting into.
I was good. I was golden. And,
Bodyguards.
and the hitter was like 6'7", right? So I was like, because what had happened was the pitcher in the top half and the bottom half, right, the half inning before,
Yeah.
had like given up some homers, right, and then he decided to plunk the next guy, right.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, like you're gonna give up some hits and then you're gonna hit our guy.
Right.
And then he came in on the next guy. So now we're starting to bark at him a little bit.
Yeah.
My catcher comes up to me and he was like, "You know what you got to do, right?" And I was like,
Oh, goddamn.
"Yeah."
Here we go.
Right? So he's like, "Hey, first pitch right in the back." Right? So that's the best way to do it.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
going head hunting.
No,
Yeah,
no.
no,
You know what I
just wanna
mean?
make
Like,
a,
listen.
make a statement.
Make a statement,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna do that, then you got to expect to have it
Oh, yeah,
done
of
to
course,
you. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So I plunked him, right? And he starts taking some steps out. And I started walking in just because I knew that I was going to have
Yeah.
some help
Yeah, back
from my
cover,
corner
yeah, yeah.
infielders. So, like, I boosted my chest a little bit. Of course I did. You know, I
Yeah.
didn't want to seem like a
course.
bitch.
Yeah.
You know? So I nailed him in square in the back. It was the only spot I hit all year.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, it was the only spot I hit all year. I was like, "Wow, first try I did that." That was
awesome.
pretty. I was impressed with myself. I took a step back. I was like, "Oh shit, I actually did it." You know, but after it hit him, like
The catcher's
he's
like, he actually did it.
yeah, yeah. And the thing is, like my manager, Stan Clyburn was his name. He had played in the big leagues with the Pirates a while ago, like Southern dude, like from Mississippi, and he was like, "Man, I really like that you did that, man. Like, I showed some nuts." And like, it wasn't
That's
my
awesome.
decision at all, but I played it off, and I was
course.
like, "Fuck yeah, Skip! Anything for the team, you know? Anything for the team." So
That's awesome.
yeah, it was like first experience. Honestly, it's not really worth it at the end of the
Yeah.
day, but.
Did you
That's
get like fined and shit?
I got fined $50 from the commissioner. I had a
Wow.
letter
That's
2 days later in my
You're
locker.
like, no problem.
Yeah,
There you
but
go.
this is the beautiful part about it. My manager took care of it.
Wow.
He's like, "Give me that, man.
Give me that.
Nice.
You ain't
That's
paying
awesome.
that." Yeah,
That's
so
fucking
but that's the
Good
culture
story.
of the game. Like
Yeah.
that's the thing I love about the game. It's very
It's
you have to be
brotherhood.
accountable in
Yeah,
baseball.
of course.
You know what I mean?
100.
So when Tim Anderson did that, and then he was surprised when he got plunked.
Yeah.
I was thinking to
Can't be
myself, okay, come on, what are you surprised about,
Yeah.
dude? You know what I mean? Like you should have seen that coming.
Yeah, of course.
So
Who's
Who do you
the
like? Who's your favorite team?
favorite team, Yankees.
Should have said that. Should have seen that
I
coming.
know. But you know what? Listen, I'm a baseball fan.
We're playing each other right,
Right.
now.
So if the Yankees are playing the Mets, I'm rooting for the Yankees. But if the Mets game is on and they're playing someone else,
Go
I'm
for the
rooting for the Mets.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for the New York
Okay.
team.
Yeah, yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean? But at the end of the day, I enjoy just a good baseball game.
Yeah, yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean? Like show me a pitcher, he's throwing to the glove, he's
Yeah.
he's hitting spots. You know what I mean? He's
You
in
like
charge of
the
the game.
technique part of the game.
I do
Yeah.
because I think baseball is just so much more than physical.
It's
It
a
really
game of
is.
mechanics.
Yeah, it
You
really
know,
is.
it's really a chess game. It's a chess match.
Yeah.
You know,
My
it's-
dad
it's-
always taught me growing up small ball. I was
Yeah.
always a small ball guy.
And
Just get on
fundamentals.
base, let someone hit you in.
it's
Do that all fucking day.
Yeah, it's outsmarting the
Yeah.
opponent. You know what I mean? And it's executing. I
Yeah.
always say good teams execute. You know what I mean? You see a lot of times where guys put down sack bunts and they don't get
You
them
have-
down.
yeah, exactly. You
know
got to
what
be
I mean?
accountable to get that bunt down.
So good teams are going to be the teams that do the little things right.
Yeah.
You know, and they fail a lot less, and they play as a team. I think that's really tough to do in the big leagues with the fluctuation of guys coming up,
Yeah.
going down, coming up, going down.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's tough to establish a team atmosphere. You know, especially in the minor leagues. I mean, you gotta be selfish, or else, well, you're not going to win.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're kind of just hoping everyone else around you fails.
Yeah.
You know, so that you can get that opportunity. It's a selfish environment. So, you know, there's a lot of guys in the big leagues that don't know how to be team players because, well,
They just want money.
they need to be selfish.
Yeah.
You know,
They're
so
cancers.
yeah, it's tough to. That's why I love what the Red Sox did last year. I'm a Yankee fan. Love what they did last year. They were able to play as a team.
Yeah.
You don't see that a lot in the big leagues. So it's a testament to why they were so successful. That's why they'll be just fine.
I got a question for you. Rank the best 3 players you've ever pitched against.
Okay.
It blew his mind. Are any of them in the big leagues now?
Not currently.
Not currently.
But I'd say every guy every guy I'm gonna give you was in the big leagues.
Really?
That's cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
That's
was
awesome.
in the big leagues. Emilio Bonifacio,
I've heard of that
Okay.
name.
pretty decent player.
White Sox.
Met.
Was he?
Yeah.
Was- did
Loviste. He was on the Marlins. He's the one who did that whole
Oh, okay.
Loviste stuff.
I understand.
Jordani Valdespin.
Okay. He was a Met too.
Yep.
Yep.
Nasty.
Really?
Uh,
Nasty in what way? Like a batter?
oh, tough out. What a tough out.
Really?
Oh my goodness. Fouls everything off.
Yeah.
Makes you pitch, huh?
Yeah. He honestly works you. He works you to a point where like you're exhausted a little bit. You know what I
Really?
mean? He's got a good eye. I feel like the guys in the big leagues who are so good and the best hitters that are around are the guys who they have one idea of what they're trying to hit,
Yeah.
and when they get it, they don't miss it.
Yeah, they see it.
You know, especially when you get to the level, you know, where guys are throwing 90 plus. It's like, listen, the
fucking
pitches are
hard.
so devastating
Yeah.
that you're up there, you're looking in one zone.
Yeah.
And you're not missing it when the ball is in that zone, right? So you can't be thinking inside, outside, up, down. You got to be thinking, I want the ball right here, and if he makes the mistake and throws it there, I'm
I'm taking it yard.
yeah, yeah. So mistakes get hit in the big leagues.
Yeah.
So they make you very, very accountable for what you're doing out there. Because if you make mistakes, man, it's incredible how these guys take
Yeah.
full advantage of that stuff. You know, so
That's being offensive.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So, Bonifacio was nasty. Valdespin was nasty. This dude Travis Snyder, he was on the Blue Jays for a little bit and the Orioles. He was really good.
You pitched against all these guys in college?
No, this is in for
Like-
the Patriots.
Oh, okay,
Did you
really?
throw against? I remember you telling me you thrown against George Springer
George Springer in
in
college.
That's,
He was my last out of my sophomore year. I struck him out on a breaking ball in the dirt in the Big East tournament.
That's awesome.
And the following season was my junior year. He lit my ass up. He lit my
Payback.
ass up. Well,
Payback.
I felt good because everyone was obviously talking about this guy George Springer,
Mm-hmm.
and like, Jesus Christ, what a hardest swinger I've ever played against.
Yeah.
Like, psychs you out from the get go.
Really?
He was lean, like
Big
we
as fuck, probably.
6'3", like really lean.
Yeah.
What an athlete! Like, talk about fast twitched athletes. Like, this
Yeah.
dude was fast in everything that he did.
What position
Explosive.
did he play?
Center field. Center field for
He's on the
UConn.
Astros now.
He's still playing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was a World Series MVP.
Yeah, he played for UConn.
Oh, shit.
But like the talk was two guys, Matt Barnes and George Springer. Matt Barnes
Yeah.
is on the Red Sox,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
setup
yeah.
man. But those are the two guys that everyone was talking about. We played them. I struck him out in the Big East tournament. I was like,
Yeah.
first round of my ass. You know, I was like, I got him. And
Yeah.
I always judge players off of how they do against me. So even if they're nasty and I like own them,
I
I'm
struck
like,
him out.
he ain't that good. You know,
Of course,
that's always
you got
my
one up on
mindset, right? So that was my mindset going into it. My junior year, I was like, all right, Georgie, baby, what do you got? Remember last year? And chances are he had no idea who I was. He's like, I don't
Really?
even know you.
Really?
And then every single time I faced him, it was like a laser show. I got whiplash in my neck from
Really?
looking so quickly at how hard he was hitting the ball.
God.
So he owned me that year. And after that, I was like, all right, this dude's pretty fucking good.
Is there any other guys in like college that are still playing? That
Peter O'Brien.
who's that?
Sounds familiar.
Peter O'Brien is on the Diamondbacks, maybe? Diamondbacks. Yasmani Grandal.
He has Monty Grandal.
Yeah. Yonder Alonso.
Really?
Yeah. Because they're Miami guys. We open up against Miami every single year.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we always go down to Coral Gables.
That's
I'm
awesome.
trying to think of other guys.
Was that one of your favorite parts, traveling?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see
Yeah,
that.
that was so fun. Just to be able to get to play, like, you grow up. Well, I grew up watching the College World Series.
Okay.
So, like, you're watching teams like Miami and, you know, Vanderbilt and Virginia. And then when you're actually playing these guys, you know, you grow up idolizing, like, those
Yeah.
programs. And then you play them and you're like, all right, well, these guys are human. You know, the only
Yeah.
thing that's really different is depth. You know, you guys have a lot more guys who throw 90 and hit bombs than we do, but we
Yeah.
still have our guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
course.
But it's fun to see how you match up against those teams, you know, and it's a good starter because every time we went to Miami, the first time we were on grass was down in Miami. Because of
Really?
the snow up here, we can't
Yeah.
Right.
practice every day. Like, we'd always be either inside in the bubble or
On the turf.
yeah, on turf. But we weren't even able to get outside that much because of the snow. So
That sucks about
That's
playing
why
in New
they're
Jersey,
so good
man.
because they're able
always
to play
outside.
all
year.
year.
Always
Yeah.
outside, like
Always in the
all
grass.
year.
They have
yeah,
such an advantage, man.
big
Playing
time.
year round.
Big time.
I went to a camp in Florida Gulf Coast University from going into high school.
That's where Sale went.
Yeah, and that's my cousin went to high school. You know TJ, right?
TJ?
Yeah. My cousin Johanna.
Oh, yeah.
He went to school with Chris Sale.
Really?
Yeah, and I was supposed to go to FGCU. I went to a whole camp there and everything, and then that's when I went to Montclair and was like, yeah, I don't want to do this shit no more. Like, I don't know what, something clicked, but yeah, it was going down playing. You could play all year round there.
Yeah,
Like,
it's awesome.
Fucking awesome.
I heard Sale's a big redneck, like a big like gangster
Yeah.
redneck.
Is he?
Like
Fat-
he wears like
Fat lip.
he
all day
wears
long.
like jean shorts past his knees
Yes.
and like basketball jerseys with Air Force
It's
Ones.
kind of like a Brett Favre type thing.
That's what Sale wears, dude.
That's
Big
nuts.
skinny white guy, like white trashish, you know. Basketball jersey, long jean shorts, and Air
I'm gonna have to
Force
send
Ones.
TJ this.
But he
this
throws
episode.
98 with a devastating slider.
Oh, he's
not
filthy.
anymore, dude.
Yeah, not anymore.
Nah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not-
He
This
looks
year.
like shit.
Give him
Yeah.
a break.
I know.
He's been in top 3 Cy Young Award voting for the past like 7
I
years
agree.
or some shit.
I agree. Did you see his first start, the home opener?
He got
So
shelled.
this guy made the last out. This guy got the last out for the World Series Red Sox in 2018. His first start at home, he gives up like 5, but he didn't let one guy hit the ball hard. He's walking off the mound and they're fucking booing him. Are you shitting me? That's why I hate baseball, dude.
It's all about
He's
performance.
getting
that
booed.
Yep.
He's getting booed at home by his home
Game. No one
fans.
gives a shit what he
After
did.
winning them a World
Yeah,
Series.
He won a World Series
Series,
for him,
yeah.
right?
Doesn't
And
give
not
a
one
fuck.
ball was hit hard
Yeah.
in the game that
They were all
he
earned
just had
runs.
unlucky breaks. He had some unlucky breaks.
Right, that's going to happen.
Not
That's
the
baseball.
game of baseball.
not
Yeah.
exactly. That's
Can't be perfect every
exactly.
every
Yeah.
game.
No
you
hard
you hit a
contact.
ball in the fucking nail. Dead center field, the guy makes a nice play, catches the ball. You hit a fucking bloop right side, falls in no man's land.
Yeah.
You're on
Yeah.
base.
Finds grass.
Right.
Yeah.
If you
Same
score,
thing.
and plus if you score a run that hit, you're
Yeah.
the best. You
Same
know?
thing with pitching. You know, like you throw a mistake and you get the guy out. You're like, whew, got away with
God,
that.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
You caught a break.
You throw
You
that
hit your fucking spot.
You throw that perfectly executed pitch that you want,
Smokes you.
and he hits it, and you're like, God damn it. You
Yeah.
know, but that's baseball.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to throw the best pitch of your life, it's going to get
Yeah.
hit.
Goes
You're going to
both
throw
ways.
the worst one.
And you're gonna strike someone out with it.
Yeah.
It's fucking
yeah.
crazy.
That's how it is, man.
Yeah.
Hey, going back to what goes around comes
Yeah.
around, man. You know, like
100.
everything has a reason for happening. You know, good things happen to guys that are ready for it and prepared. Luck favors the
Yeah.
prepared, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
What is it? Fail to prepare, be prepared to fail.
Yeah. 100%.
All
100%.
I know it sounds fucking
Cliche?
yeah, but
Of course, but it's true.
Yeah.
People get caught up in the cliche instead
Yeah.
of listening to it.
Exactly. Just follow the fucking
Try
fundamentals.
practicing it. Try
Yeah.
applying
Do
it.
the little
Yeah.
things.
Apply it.
Yeah.
No one wants to apply it.
We talked about that earlier.
It's crazy, man.
Everything. You can fucking link everything to life.
I got one more question for you.
Go ahead, and then we'll talk about these fucking dope ass Built Bars.
So, obviously, going through the different leagues that you've played in, you know, high school, college, Can-Am, all that, you've gotten better, right?
Absolutely.
Is there like a time, like were there pitches that you've seen that executed really well in college, and then when you get into the Can-Am league or right now that you can't throw because it's going to get hit? Like, what's the difference in the players against you and, like, you know what I'm trying to say?
Mental
like,
toughness.
yeah?
Mental toughness. There's a lot of guys who I've seen, and listen, there's a guy, Cito Culver. He was a first rounder for the Yankees. He's playing in the Can-Am right now. And I think a big thing that has to do with that is there are a lot of guys that never had to go through adversity or persevere because they were always just the best.
And given everything.
And yeah, and I think that a lot of guys have a hard time coping with the fact that they're failing
Yeah.
and they're not doing what has come so easy for them.
They don't know how to handle it.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that, listen, it all goes back to every athlete is different.
Yeah. And hard work can beat talent.
Yeah.
When talent doesn't work.
Exactly. There's a lot of guys who take it for granted. They get
Yeah.
paid and they get
So-
complacent,
Right.
and that's when the other guys take them over. You know, so I mean, it's crazy how it happens.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy how it happens. But I think that the level of talent, like, listen, if you're playing professional baseball, you're good.
Yeah.
You're good. Like at this level, everyone throws 90 plus. and everyone could show up at BP and hit bombs.
Yeah.
That's the fact of the matter. Is I've seen some guys, even in the Atlantic League, who are lefties throwing 98 with filthy sliders, and I'm thinking to myself, why are you here?
Yeah, why? Like,
Because I was watching Tony Sipp, or whatever his name is, from the Nationals, 5'8" lefty throwing 88, and I'm thinking to myself, I could list about 5 guys in this league who can do a better job than this guy.
Really?
now why aren't they getting
Politics, man.
Opportunity,
Politics,
being at the right place at the right
Is it like a
time.
who you know type of thing?
I think it's being at the right place at the right time.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Like, for instance, I guess what kind of guy you are, too.
Yeah,
You know?
personality.
Like, yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, there's a
Are you
lot
going to
of...
be a cancer in the building, or are you
Exactly.
going to be a team player?
There are a lot of guys that won't get signed strictly because they're not good clubhouse guys.
Yeah, the morale.
Yep,
You know,
come on,
they're
yeah.
not good clubhouse guys, and they're not good team guys. And those are guys like, listen, you could be the best player ever,
Yeah.
but if you suck in the clubhouse and no one wants to
Yeah.
be around you and you're a selfish prick,
Right.
guess what? We don't want you.
It's kind of like
Find somebody else.
it's kind of like Odell with the Giants.
That happens a lot. That happens a lot, and it's huge to be able to be a clubhouse guy.
Yeah.
It's huge. You know, that can get guys jobs. Mediocre guys, that could get them jobs.
Yeah.
You know,
I guarantee you that Nate Rowe can fucking put out a better outing than Jason Vargas right now.
Yeah.
Didn't he play for the Royals?
I believe
Yes,
it too.
now he's a
I believe that
fucking
too.
pitcher for the Mets, and he's
horrible.
he's dog
me
shit.
and my dad hate him.
I cannot stand
we're-
him.
the way I look at it is, and if I didn't look at it this way, then I probably shouldn't be doing what I'm doing. But this is my firm belief, okay? You give me a baseball on a big league mound. Now, I'll probably be shitting myself at the beginning,
of course.
but you let me settle in a little bit, okay? And let me face any big league hitter. Do you think I'm going to look out of place?
No.
No, because I have the same, better, if not better, stuff than a lot of those guys. It's just a matter of whether I put it where I want to put it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if I am on and I'm feeling good, the ball's coming out good, I'm feeling myself, there's no doubt in my mind that you put a big league hitter in the box and he's going to get a hit off of me 10 times out of 10. Not happening.
No.
I'm going to get him out. I'm going to get him out, plain and simple, and that's baseball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Listen, these guys are human.
Yeah.
Exactly.
These guys are
Exactly.
human. So when I think about my talent and I say, you know what, you are good enough to be a big leaguer. That means, hey, you got to start visualizing guys like Judge in the box. You know, you're not
Yeah.
facing independent guys anymore. You're facing the cream of the crop.
Yeah.
It's one thing to say it. It's another thing to really put yourself in that situation and say, hey, that means you're facing, you know, friggin' hitters like Mike Trout
Yeah.
and Mookie Betts.
Big
You
hitters.
know, the best hitters in the game.
Yeah.
You know, and do you still believe it? You know, do you still
exactly.
think it in your head like you should be a big leaguer?
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where, you know, this game is funny. I've seen a lot of guys who are in the big leagues who I feel shouldn't be. I've seen a lot of guys who aren't who should be. You know, it's just one of those things where
Sickening.
do you get the opportunity? If and when. You know, and that all stems within, listen, what are you doing? What are you doing to
Are you
get there?
trying to get noticed?
And the one thing I'm going to say is I played with a guy in Rockland, right? An indie ball.
Yeah.
He was a All-American shortstop at Florida State. He booted Posey behind the dish, pretty much. And he was a walk-on there. Walk-on at Florida State, became an All-American shortstop. Got drafted by the Diamondbacks in the 24th round. Played rookie ball, hit like 180-something in rookie, 280-something in rookie ball. Now, if you know anything about rookie ball, it's a bunch of Latin players throwing 100 that don't know where it's going.
They're just throwing.
One of the hardest places to hit is rookie ball, right? Because you're going to get 3 balls and then 2 strikes right down the middle, and the other balls are going to be like over your head. You know what I
That's
mean? So
crazy.
it's a hard place to hit,
Yeah.
right? So he hit 286 there. He got released, right? Plays 4 years of independent ball. Works his tail off. He totally committed himself to the game, right? The Rockies give him a call after the 2014 season, and they invite him to spring training. Long story short, he breaks camp, AAA. Come July, he's in the big leagues.
Wow.
Now, I firmly believe he's in the big leagues because I visited him down in Florida, and his days went like this. Woke up at 7:30, went to the baseball field, ran, conditioned, worked out on the field,
Just gotta live.
ground balls, hitting in the cage off the tee,
Yeah.
going home at 12 o'clock, eating a big protein lunch,
You go
going
back.
to the gym, I kid you not, from 2 to 5.
Wow.
2 to 5 every day.
Wow.
Came home.
fucking
His
nuts.
dad came home from work. Take him to the field. Hit BP on the field.
Jesus.
That was his
Christ.
day, every day, structured. I stayed with him for 2 weeks.
That's nuts.
He let me sleep in his bed because he slept in the guest room. I put my head down. I look in the ceiling. There's a piece of paper. It says MLB. It says $1 million contract.
Vision board.
Wow.
Materializing
that's
your
crazy.
thoughts.
That's cool.
Wow.
Vision board.
Right? Every single book he had
Put it
was
down
mental.
on fucking paper.
Every single book he had was mental. The inner game of tennis. The inner game of golf.
That's fucking nuts.
The secret. Everything. Always saw this dude reading. And I firmly believe the second he walked into that Colorado Rockies clubhouse, he had Nolan Arenado. He had Carlos
Gomez.
Carlos
Gonzalez.
Gonzalez. Charlie
Blackmon.
Blackmon. You know,
That's nuts.
studs, right? And I guarantee he walked in that clubhouse, he goes, finally. This is where I belong.
Yeah.
He wasn't starstruck.
Yeah.
He wasn't
He was ready.
nothing.
He was ready.
Yeah, he.
Because he truly believed he
Yeah.
belonged
Yeah.
there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And he totally committed himself to getting himself there.
fucking
What was
Not a
his
lot
name?
of guys do that. Stephen Cardullo,
That's
right?
nuts.
So it's one of those things where,
Holy shit.
you know what? If you totally commit yourself to something and you commit yourself and
couldn't agree with
sacrifice
you
yourself,
anymore.
hey, you can do whatever the hell you want. And he's the test of that right there.
Yeah.
So,
There's a lot of those fucking guys.
yeah.
It's fucking nuts.
Yeah, and it
gotta-
all stems from just doing the right thing,
Putting your fucking
working
mind to
hard,
it, yeah.
you know, putting your time in, doing what you got to do. He materializes thoughts.
That's it.
That's what a lot of people don't do, and that's why they fail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're also scared of failure.
Yeah.
No one knows how to fail,
Yeah.
Yep.
you know, and that's what baseball has taught me.
Yeah.
Baseball has taught me, hey, this is going to be a really disappointing game sometimes.
Yeah.
It's going to let you down,
That's what.
right?
Discipline.
But at the same time, it's always going to be there for you.
In sports, being an entrepreneur, you got to be accept. You got to
That's
accept the
it.
fail.
You got to
What are
know
you
how
gonna
to
do
fail.
after that
succeed,
fail?
bro. Fail to succeed.
You got
What do you-
exactly.
It's how you accept that fail, and
Not
what
a
you
lot
do
of
in
people
it.
know how to do it.
Mm-mm.
Not a lot
They
of
get
people know how to do
discouraged,
it.
They quit.
Yeah.
They fucking.
It leads to the downfall of a lot of people.
It's fucking
You
crazy.
know what I mean? Instead of just
Yeah.
being mentally tough, but you know that's what a lot of things have kind of done for us as a society. Is it's made us easier. It's made us weaker. It's made us pussies.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I can't fucking agree.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, so let's wrap it up. But I want to talk about this fucking. All right, so we're sponsored by Built Bars, and you like protein bars?
Of course.
This is their new flavor. We can't say what flavor it is yet. You guys go out and get one. This is their new protein bar. They just came out with this flavor. We're allowed to announce the flavor on April 23rd. I think that's what, Tuesday? Like I said, we can't say the flavor, but you guys can eat them. Tell me if you like them. I like them. Shits were rocking. But anyway, these bars got 110 calories, 15 grams of protein, 6 grams of fiber, and 5 grams of net carbs. Amazing taste. I mean, they're really good protein bars. I like them. This flavor that they're coming out with is only going to be available for 10 days.
I like that.
You guys like it?
I like the
shit.
inside. The
It's
inside's
good?
Fire.
They're really good.
It's rocking. I liked it. Selena didn't like it, but I thought they were fucking
No,
rocking.
they're good.
I feel like a lot of protein bars have like a nasty aftertaste.
This is good.
There's no chalkiness.
Yeah, it's not
chalky.
Every
It's like-
fucking
that's like-
protein bar I've ever had, I'm,
Yeah.
I'm literally trying. I'm forcing myself to eat it.
So at the
Tastes like a
bottom of the
candy bar.
screen, you
Tastes
see
like
a
a normal candy
code.
bar.
If you guys want 10% off of your order, you can use it, and as many times as you want, you get 10% off. Use the code MICEDUP2019, or in the description of the YouTube video, podcast, or whatever, we'll have a link that you can click and you get 10% off. So you guys like them. Hopefully the rest of the world likes them. Let's make some money. Anyway, let's get back to Ryan. You got any more questions?
I have one.
Go ahead.
So, being a pitcher, like, who in the major league, maybe now or back then, do you look up to, or what inspires you? What player would give you that, motivation? Or is it just all you? Or is it that guy you just talked about?
I really loved watching Mariano Rivera pitch.
I was going to say that. I had a feeling you said you're Yankee.
I
was
really
gonna
loved
say
it.
that. Yeah.
Especially like, listen, in the big leagues, you have every resource.
Goodbye,
known to
Ryan.
Man,
House that thing.
like,
Sorry.
like you want to know every at bat you've had against the guy. Okay, it's on video.
Right.
You just got to ask for it,
Right.
and you could just analyze every way that he's, approached you, as far as pitch selection is concerned and
Yep.
location. So, the fact that Mariano Rivera did it with one freaking pitch.
He's
Yeah.
the
So
best at
you're
it.
sitting there, you know what's coming,
Yeah.
and he's still dominating you. It's
Yeah,
it's not like
that's
you have
nuts.
a 50-50 chance. It's
Yeah.
not like you have a 33% chance. It's not like you have a 20% chance. You have a 100% chance of guessing right on this pitch, and you're
fucking
still
nuts.
getting out.
And you're still
He
missing
was
it.
almost a guarantee save too when he came in.
Absolutely.
It was crazy. It was
Absolutely.
Crazy. It
He
was
had
crazy.
a demeanor about himself that
Saying-
said, listen, you know who I am. Watch me, because it'll be fun for you.
Here's my best pitch. Try to fucking hit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, nothing really phased him, you know. And I'm a firm believer that you can't really show emotion in this game because that's when you're going to get eaten up.
Yeah.
And that's why I like guys like Betts so much is because
Yeah.
you watch him play and you watch Judge play and you'll never know whether he struck out or hit a home run the inning before.
Yeah.
Yep.
He,
You know what I
he
mean?
lets it go.
So it's one of those. It's a very humbling game. If you keep yourself in the middle, you're gonna be all right.
Yeah.
You know, it's the best
the
high, it's the
hotheads.
worst low.
Hotheads.
Right. So if you let that affect you, you're screwed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's a
So
mental game.
hey, when you're having a good week, don't be on your high horse.
Yeah.
Keep working. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Stay
You
humble.
see it a lot. Guys will start getting on their high horse because they're on a little bit of a hitch streak, you know, and they're feeling themselves and they're hot and they're feeling sexy, right? But that's when you see them,
Yeah.
you know, start to crumble a little bit too because hey, this game's gonna knock you down when you're feeling good, you know. So it's
If
important
one
to
game
just,
does, yeah, it's definitely
hey,
baseball.
Stay level-headed, you know,
Yeah.
stay humble and keep grinding.
Word. And on that note, Rob, where can we find you, my man?
Find me on Instagram at RobbieGuns_, ROBBIEGUNZ_.
Ryan, where can we get you, my man?
You find me on Instagram at Ryan Griffin, RYN Griffin.
Nate, where can we get you?
You could get me at Nathaniel Row 13.
Yeah.
Instagram.
Anything else? You got Twitter?
Instagram, just
Instagram.
Instagram.
Brian?
Instagram at Savastar, SAVASTAAR. Also,
Go ahead.
you got my son at,
Hey.
at CBaby
Follow
underscore 2K419. Follow him.
Word. And you can get me at 25legacy on Instagram, but most importantly, follow us at You've Been Mic'd on Instagram. We're live on your favorite podcast platform. You can find us on YouTube, SoundCloud. Thank you for tuning in to You've Been Mic'd. The movement is real. Get with it. Get fucking lost.
Let's go.
Peace.
Hey,